Hello and good evening, everybody. Lots of so already some chat in the chat, which is awesome. So good evening, Skagosi, and Cafe B is here. Before I see you, Cryo asked a question, and just right, Sandy is here. Hello. So welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here today on the Twitch LOTRO stream, twitch.tv/LOTRO stream. And before I forget, I want to mention right away that Extra Life is coming. That is this weekend. Oh, I forgot to flip my calendar again. Honey, I might ask you to do that for me when you have a chance. The Extra Life campaign. So every year, LOTRO participates in, or Standing Stone Games participates in Extra Life, which is a fundraising campaign for children's hospitals in North America. So I participate and support the Boston one, which is what the SSG default team one is. Since we're in Europe, we don't have a Children's Miracle Network hospital near us. So, yeah, the Boston one works just fine. We'll support the same as SSG. That works. So if you make a donation, it goes towards Extra Life, and then thereby supporting that particular hospital. And then there are rewards you can get. So if you follow that last link in the thing I just posted in the chat, so lotro.com/news/LOTRO Extra Life 2025, you'll see information that for a minimum donation, I think of like $10, you can pick some goodies off of the loot list that is found there that Cordova and the SSG community manager puts together. So Croyo was asking, where is Ed? We're wondering if maybe you're looking for, oh, okay, yeah, you're looking for Big Ed. And he is here on Fridays. Sorry, my hair's bugging me. As before has put in the channel. Thank you. Big Ed will be here at 10 p.m. server time on Fridays, which is when I am well in bed, because I live in Europe, and 10 p.m. server time is like 4 a.m. our time. Yeah, here in the Netherlands. So, yeah. All right. So, just wanted to mention that. And, oh my gosh, I'm not on as a Hobbit. Hang on a second. So, if I do a flip on a Bjorning, it's not as exciting. All right. Well, normally what I do is I do a Hobbit flip to say thank you for every donation. So if there's any donations today, I'll do a Bjorning flip for you. But then we'll come back and do some Hobbit flips. Yeah, that is a mighty tall Hobbit. We will have to do some Bjornings or High Elf flips today, I think. And then we'll, on Saturday, this Saturday, the 8th, I keep looking at the calendar as if I can see something. It's still in October. The Extra Life marathon that we do as a team, as a stream team, that will be happening, yes, this Saturday. Thank you, honey. I'm such a troublemaker. This Saturday, November 8th, starting at whatever time we're starting. Before and I are going to kick off the stream on Saturday. It's like afternoon for us, but it's like morning for the US. So it's like, I think 7 a.m. server time. I think we're starting at like 1 p.m. our time, or noon, or something like that. So, yeah, do I have a Hobbit costume? I know, right? Well, she is kind of in a Hobbit costume. She's wearing like this cute little apple pickers outfit. So this is one of the characters that I'm using to do festivals with. This is one of my cloudberries. And so that's why she's still hanging out here at the party tree, because the Harvest Festival just ended. So if you try to go into the cellar door, it says you cannot do that right now. And if you hover over it, it says the Haunted Burrow event must be active in order to enter. So sadly, no joy there for us. So, okay, so what we're going to do instead is I'm going to run off to Rivendell Actually, you know what? Yes, as B4 points out, Saturday, we're starting at 7 a.m. server time. It's going to go through midnight server time. There's a lot of 2-hour blocks of various people, but it's really fun because you get to see people on a day that they don't normally stream on Saturday, like we're normally on Tuesdays. And you get to see, it's like kind of like a buffet of all these different LOTRO streamers. So you can kind of have a chance to see folks in a, excuse me, in a day and a time that you might not get to normally see them, and so you might not normally see them. So that I think that's kind of fun. And oh yeah, so there'll be giveaways the whole time. Must be present to win during those. But yeah, just come hang out in the chat. There'll be giveaways all over the time. Oh, Sandy, you are so sweet. Well, thank you. I'll do like a Bjorning flip for you, and then, oops, I forgot how to work my character. Oh my gosh, I've been playing other games, and every key binding is slightly different. You know what I mean? But we'll go ahead and do a nice little flip anyway here on the table. She doesn't do that like a Hobbit does, but you know, we'll get that in there. Well, Sandy, I know you're not active in LOTRO at the moment, but you can still get your goodies if you want. You'll get codes, so you'd want to go to the login screen. Dignified flip, right? Thanks, Sandy. Or you could give them away, of course. Yes, B4 points out, like when we switch from Valheim to LOTRO, he tries to sprint using the shift button. And when you switch back, you forget to use shift to sprint. I know, right? It is really, really funny. Okay, what was I doing here? Oh, I was going to show you a thing that I keep meaning to do. And that is, there's, let me see if I can find it real quick. This makes the rounds every so often. That basically you can go to the Ettenmoors and get a travel skill that you just add to your travel window, it just adds to your travel skills. So let's get over to Bree, because you got to get to the Ettenmoors, and the way you get there is through South Bree. But there's a Reddit post that has it all listed out what to do. What did I do with the post? Let me see if I can find it. It's not that, not that, not that. I have too many tabs open. We already knew this though. Okay, here's the sad thing is I may have to go and find it again, even though I probably have the tab open somewhere. That's even funnier. All right, let me see. Ettenmoors travel skill. Haha, switch to tab. Okay, thank you, intern. Thank you, computer, for knowing what I was trying to do. Okay, so I'm going to just walk through what we're supposed to do. Okay, so let's go to South Bree. Well, the South Bree Stable Master.
Greetings.
Greetings. Let's turn you down a smidge. And we'll do it from there. Actually, let me smoosh this over here. Kabonk. And then hopefully I can see the chat while I'm doing this too. Awesome. Okay. And I was trying Timberborn the other day, which is this cute little builder with beavers. And again, the key bindings, I have not gone in and switched them around, so now my movement is all wonkied up on my hands. Okay, so we want to go to Ettenmoors, which is under the Ettenmoors. So probably under T. Yes, there it is, the. All right, travel for just 90 copper. That ain't bad. All right, well, at least this little excursion isn't going to cost us a lot. Except my life. Now, I don't know. I don't know how dangerous it'll be when we get there. Or if everything I do is like in a safe place. I really don't know. I've only been to the Ettenmoors a small handful of times. And yeah, it is a PvP place. So, but I know there are like safe zones, and I think this is one of them, maybe. Okay, the South Bree Stable Master, yeah, got me there. When you arrive, walk a little ways forward along the main road to find the NPC Sergeant at Arms Asquin. Ah, here we go. Sergeant at Arms Asquin. Hi. Okay. Take the quest tutorial, Battle in the Ettenmoors.
I speak
Got
with
it.
you a moment?
Walk north along the road and find Captain General Torder. And then they have the coordinates in case I am unable to find the said person. Oh no, that's tongue deer. Wow, we have names that are not hugely dissimilar from one from the other. Who are you guys? Nope, looking for a tongue. Tordur. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. It is not a hobbit. I am not a hobbit today, and yeah, I may have to come up with some plans about this because I have been keeping the characters that I'm using for doing festivals and stuff just don't happen to be hobbits, but it'd be nice if they were. Alright, I may have to actually look at the coordinates to find this feller. Oh, it even tells me that I'm supposed to go find this guy. Hey, then maybe it'll be on the map. Where am I on the map? Up here, and it looks like I'm looking for a guy that's like... Oh, there he is. Sweet. Hello, Captain General. Alright. Tutorial. Yeah, hand in the tutorial and take tutorial outfitted for battle. Outfitted for battle.
Stay, traveler,
okay.
And hear my tale.
Talk to a person, and then it gives me a tattered. Well, we'll just keep going. Let's find out. Talk to the relevant armorer outfitter nearby to the west. All right. Bjorning, what do I wear? Oh, they want me to talk to this guy. Heavy. Okay.
What do you need?
Outfitted for battle. Talk to. Yep, you don't need to buy anything. Go back to Captain General, complete the quest. And then use the item you got titled map, okay?
Do not underestimate my wrath.
So, this map... Oh, okay. I consumed it and became a travel skill now. Ah! A map detailing the lay of the land leading to Glanvreg. Okay, so if I use it, has a 1 minute cooldown. That's nice. That's kind of like the premium housing. That ain't bad. All right. It drops me here. Okay, cool. And then my understanding is this is handy because where's that? Excuse me. Oh, Stable Master is over here. Turn from the travel spawn location. You can run a short distance. Sorry, hang on a second. My head isn't entirely cleaned up, cleared out. Okay, the directions say run a short distance south to the stable. Hello, which connects to South Bree, Thorn's Gate, Mickledelving, and Rivendell. Yeah, and they're saying as an added bonus, it let them go to Rivendell with a level 20 character. It's about the same as the Gandalf transit. So there we go. Okay. Yeah, everybody says I thought only creeps got map skills, though it's been like 15 years since I played VBHB. Yeah, I like I said, this piece of knowledge makes the rounds every so often, and I hadn't really gotten around to like trying it out, so I was like, all right, let's give it a go, you know. So there we go. Awesome sauce. Now I do have a return to skill to Rivendell anyway, because that's where I'm going. But that's handy to know that if I'm like, if I need to get around to any of the main, the original 4 places, that is a handy thing that now this character has. I keep petting Kato, and I really think she's just not in the mood for it right now. But she's the one on my desk. There we go. Okay, so what I thought I would do today is basically two things. Let you all know about Extra Life, so I'll probably bring that up from time to time throughout the stream, because I don't want anybody to miss out, because there's all sorts of fun goodies. Oh yeah, like this year... Let me pull that link real quick. Yeah, I just opened it up. Excuse me. This year, there are 3 titles that are new. The Fashionable, the Unfashionable, and the Eyesore. These are called Fashion Maven titles that come from a historic in-game effort done by a specific customer support, agent years ago, and now offering these titles in the community loot list. So, and then, oh, hi. You can come lay down? Yeah, sweet girl. All right, Kato is joining for a moment. We'll see how long she sticks around here. Yeah, you gonna get yourself all comfortable? I know, my cord is in your way. Oh, you want to get underneath? She likes to go underneath the desk and just make a little cave of it, but my legs were in the way. Oh, okay. She sometimes does this thing where she turns herself around and then she comes in just her head sticking out and the rest of her body's like tucked under. Very cute. Okay, so, oh yeah, let's see. I think everything else was there last year, but that includes things like there's a blue Drake portrait frame, anniversary celebration corgi. That's from a couple years ago, but still feels new. The Samwise Gamgee loyal housing attendant. That's a nice one. There's a ceremonial cloak of the Misty Night. So yeah, we'll be. I'll make sure that I'm on with my main when we're playing on Saturday during the marathon, and that way I can show off all these various things and whatnot. But for now, I thought today I'm trying to work on that legendary item reward track still. That's my current goal, because I'm up to box number 75, which is pretty cool. So throughout the track are things that will help you with your legendary items. So like ancient script and enhancement runes and sealed traceries. So that's the kind of thing that you'll find on the reward track in general. But at 25, 50, 75, and 100, you find extra goodies. Like, you know, something that's maybe of more interest to some of us that are into the cosmetics and whatnot of the game. So this time, this track, there is a striped oryx cosmetic pet at 25. At 50, we have, a coffer of Harvest's Bounty, which it says, it just says Harvest Bounty Housing Bundle. But, I mean, that sounds kind of Hobbity, so I definitely want that. I'm looking forward to opening that up and seeing what's in there. And then at 75 is a Marsh Scorpion cosmetic pet. I'm like, okay, not certain about that, but sure, we'll give it a try. And then at 100 is a coffer with the Dread-Filled Dwelling Housing Bundle. So that sounds like a very good, like, Halloween style sort of thing. If you're putting together like a Halloween house, that seems like the kind of thing that might be, you know, kind of fun to have in there. So I thought that would be really cool to get if I can, because if I ever put together like a Halloween-esque house, a spooky house on Mary, where I am now, or over on Peregrine, where our mains are, it would be fun to have that housing bundle. So I'm trying to get to 100 on both Mary and Pippin, which is not an easy feat for me, because I don't do that much questing. But over the festival, I was able to do quite a bit of questing with what I have now assigned to be my questing crew. So I've got currently 2 main questing ones over on Pippin, and I had 2, but now I've kind of expanded to 3 here on Mary. And given that none of them are hobbits, like I have 1 that's a hobbit over on Peregrine, but my 3 over here are all a Bjorning and I think 2 high elves, or one's a regular elf. Now I have some other hobbits that are lower level that I could keep working on them and get them up to the point where they then could join in on this. The thing is, what I've done with these characters is they are running around with the turtle stone. The stone of the tortoise. The tone of the tortoise. Spoonerism day. And the point for that is when you are getting... So we checked this out at one point, and we haven't gone back to test it again and, like, visually check the information, like, by drawing lines and whatnot. But I visually see the difference. That is, when I take my level 50 character here, and she has her legendary items, she's been through, like, the beginning of Moria, so she is earning experience on the legendary item reward track. When she earns experience for doing a quest that gets LI experience, this bar moves more than when I do the same quest with my 150, for example. So I try to have my festival crew, who's then getting my LI experience for me, sitting around 50 or however soon it is that I remembered to add them to this crew. So I have like a 50 and I have a 55, I think, and a 57. Everybody asks, why elves and hobbits? Partly because it just kind of happened that way. My first character was actually a dwarf. I was a dwarf champion, and I was trying to like recreate Gimli. Here, while I'm telling this story, I'm going to go ahead and get started because I want to go ahead and get this experience going. Now, before it says, I think some of the LI experience game requires level 51. I have found that this character, let's double check. Oh, I don't have it here. There. Completing this mission will give LI experience. And she's a level 50. So I agree that it seemed like it's 51 on some of it, but 50 seems to be working for this character for everything that I'm doing. So, okay. So, yeah, so my first character was Gimli, basically. And I was playing with before. And before was playing a hunter, and his hunter would basically take everything out before I could get there. Also, you'll notice that there's like shrubs and things. I'll go back up to their conversation. So I was not yet comfortable and, you know, didn't have that muscle memory of moving the camera around and so forth. So I would go in somewhere and be like this, and then I'd be running through stuff. And I'm like, I can't see what I'm doing. Like, there's all this stuff constantly in my way. And I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. Also, I was trying to navigate, I was trying to navigate my keyboard. And anyway, I'm a lot more comfortable now zooming in and zooming out and adjusting the camera angle to, but like, if we were running through the troll shaws and like, you know, you're running uphill and like, this is all I'm seeing is like shrubs in my face. And I'm like, well, I don't know where I am. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where. It was not the most joyful experience for me. So I decided that I want a character that's tall and can see over the shrubs. That was it. I also decided that for LOTRO, even though in other games I have played melee characters, and sometimes do in other games, but I was wanting to have some sort of a distance character. But I was like, but I like healers. So I was like, I'll be a healer because that's a minstrel. That's a distance, character, right? Ranged character. So, yeah, so I started playing a minstrel, and I was playing an elf. This is before high elves came out. So I was playing an elf, and I was like, cool, I can see this is great, and I'm enjoying this. And then at some point, I think the next one was that, oh, and I tried playing a lore master as a human. That's my only human character. Oops, I don't want to travel yet. I want to get that box. And that was interesting, but it didn't really quite scratch that itch. Honestly, I started her because I wanted a storage alt. Okay, so here I am going to get some LI experience. I'll show you how far it goes on the track. We'll track the track. Kabam! Yeah, that was like, you could see that. I'm like, that is pretty awesome. Oh yeah, now I have the mission wrapper. Now it's true, I could, because that wrapper's not showing me any. Okay. The wrapper's not showing me any LIXP. So just as an experiment, here, we'll switch over real quick. Yeah, Cafe B, like my river hobbits in Swanfleet, right? It's like you're just and I was in the troll shaws when I finally was like, oh my gosh, this is driving me crazy. Okay, yeah, so high elf, hunter, and a high elf minstrel. That's what I have. Narna was I'm pretty sure, oh, not this Narna, a different Narna. I named her after the other one. So my OG Narna is actually just an elf minstrel, but now I have a Narna here that's a high elf minstrel, so she's an homage. So yeah, so then I went to playing an elf, and I really liked the height because I could see. That was nice. Playing the minstrel was fun, but it wasn't. Anyways, then at some point I played a hunter, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. And I think before might have been the first one that branched out to Hobbit before me. Maybe. I'm not sure now. In short order, I went from, trying this and trying that to having a gob ton of hobbits and high elves. Okay, so let me see. Do I have a Rivendell travel for her? I do. Oh, right, because she's a hunter. So I have the guide too. Groovy shrooby. Joop boom boom. Let's see if we get any sort of thing like a. Excuse me. How is it for the wrapper? Does the wrapper give me LI experience or not? Let's find out. Now, Narna and Darna weren't hobbits; they were elves. That's true. Because that was our second pair. Our first pair was a hobbit. Oh, that's true. You had a hobbit at the beginning. So our first pair was a hobbit and a dwarf. Our second pair were elves, Narna and Darna. I think Darna was an elf too, because there was that whole joke of like, well, are they siblings? Are they a partner pair? Like, what's the scoop with these two? But they don't talk about it. They're quiet elves. All right, so let's do that again, but with a different character.
I probably worry for nothing.
So everybody says, I honestly do not like river hobbits. They look like human teenagers, not adult hobbits, and their run animation is awful. I was very excited at first that I could be a hobbit captain and an RK, but now I'm going back to my human captain. Yeah, the river hobbits did turn out odd, if I agree. I have one river hobbit, and I just stick to my regular hobbits. Yeah. I'm just sticking to my regular hobbits because they're what I'm expecting, in my hobbiting. But yeah, at some point I ended up jumping in. So, but yeah, at some point I ended up with a whole spread of hobbits and high elves, because the high elves, they have that dance. Here, let me show you. Dance 3, I think it is. There it is. So nobody else has this dance. This one's pretty cool. And then they do this little spin. Whee! Pa-da! And then they do a little jog to the side. And then they do the thing to the other side. And then they do the do-do-do and spin. So, anyway. So that's something that high elves have that nobody else has. So I really like that. Also, if they do a jump, they do a tumble at the end. If it's not a jump that they were going to take damage on. I'll show you that in a minute when I come back down from talking to Elrond's daughter, Arwen. I have to go talk to Arwen. Yes, Swan Lake Dance, says Armenia. Yes, I think that, and I think it's lovely. I really like it. Okay, and then they have one other thing. Oh, they ride funny on horses. Not funny, but like, I like the way they ride on horses. They ride kind of side sally. So watch this. If I jump, I do a little tumble. Isn't that fun? I love the tumble. Oh, it's only if you go downhill. Let me see. That wasn't enough of a hill. There we go. So that's so cool. Nobody else has that either. So I kind of love high elves for that. But honestly, I like playing hobbits more. Just, I don't know. The aesthetic, and I'm role-playing, doing RP stuff on like Friday nights and whatnot with other hobbits. And yeah, it just makes more sense to be a hobbit for me. I like the hobbit lifestyle, hobbit culture, the way hobbits take care of each other. Like, all of that just really speaks to me. Okay, so we definitely got some LI experience here. And let's pop this down and we can take a look at how much we're going to get from our level 56 character versus our 50 that we just did a minute ago. Okay. Again, pretty visible. Now, I'm curious. The mission, blah, blah, blah. This one, no, okay, this one just doesn't have LI experience on it, the wrapper. No, that's kind of sad, isn't it? Yep, nope, no LI XP on the wrappers, but the individual things do. So when I'm not doing festival, I'm spending more of my time doing these missions if I'm trying to get LI experience. So it's the same thing as my festival crew, and then is the same as my missions crew. But when the hunters were still kind of like a little low on the DPS and stuff for a while there, so I stopped doing this with my hunter because it just wasn't, wasn't bringing me joy. And I got, I brought out a Bjorning and a Minstrel, which are those other two. And those have been, like, my mission, crew for a while. But now that we're kind of getting settled in on these two servers, now I'm, like, trying to get more settled in on what are my characters doing and why am I, what's their role in my gaming. So the Lone Ranger says, so I take it you sub to the game instead of the free-to-play account. That is actually true. You are correct. I do have a subscription to the game. When we first started playing, I realized that after a little while, there was something that came up. Might have been the wallet. There was something that I was just like, oh, this is, all right, I'm convinced, I'm enjoying the game. I think we did like the 3-month thing at first, because basically if you buy a month and then you buy another month, you have paid, I think, more than what you just pay for a 3-month subscription. So we went ahead and I think we did a 3-month to start off just to test it out. Thinking that, we'll probably play for at least 2, so in which case we might as well just go ahead and pay for the 3rd anyway. And we were definitely enjoying it. And then, yeah, there was some point where it was like, okay, this is annoying. And I'm not, like, leaving the game. I'm definitely keep coming back. So I might as well just go ahead and do a subscription. And so that's when we just went ahead and signed up for the year-on-year thing. Because it's cheaper per month. It's like, I think it was like €8 or something per month, which was, we're like, oh, okay, that's fine. Because that's, like, cheaper than going to a movie or something. And we don't go to the movies much. I'm not really into movies. I guess we would go more if I was more into it, but it's not really my jam. Anyway, so this is basically where our entertainment budget goes. And I'm pretty happy about that. So if there's anything like that you want to see from a what can a VIP subscriber do, definitely say something, because I'll happily pull up stuff on my screen so you can see it. Yeah, as everybody says, subscription is totally worth every penny. I have found it to be so. It has definitely been worth it for me. But I absolutely, suggest that everybody, like, do what makes most sense for you and your lifestyle and your wallet and everything. Like I said, I found it super handy and I'm definitely enjoying it, but I understand that it can't work. It doesn't, it's not for everybody. Where is my rain of arrows? Hello? I'm not sure that I actually properly respect this character. So they updated the hunters, I don't know, a little bit ago now, a couple months ago, I think. And so since, like, I swear half my characters are hunters, that's a lot of respecking to do. And I'm not 100% sure I completed it on all of them. Oh, how about not at all on this one? Okay, rock on. Hey, you know what? You're going to go fight, and I'm going to put some numbers into things. Luckily, these guys are pretty good at fighting on their own. There's my rain of arrows. Let's get some of that action going. I seem to recall, I can't remember exactly what I liked, but I think it was something like, I think I skipped that or something. I don't know. This ain't gonna be a perfect build, y'all. We're just doing something to get something going. Because I don't want to... Oh, and I want that trap. Alright, apply. Yes, please. Cool. Now there's more stuff. Sneakies, hello and welcome. Before pointed out that, yeah, I pay the subscription fee for 8 money a month. It seems like a good value. It is a good value, like I said, for us, for Before and myself. So we're pretty happy with our choice there. But totally understand if that's not something that's easy for you to do, and no shame there. We play with sometimes with folks that are free to play, and every so often they're like, oh my gosh, my inventory's full, and so we'll stop at a at a hub or whatever so they can take care of that, or so we've even done it where it's like, well, just give everything over to B4, he'll sell it for you and then give you the money. That's another way to do it. Yeah, so, but whatever works, right? Let's see. Before it says, yeah, it gives some nice quality of life enhancements to the gameplay and helps SSG keeps the servers turned on. Yeah, that's the other thing is, like, we're not spending a lot of money in the game. Like, I just bought some LOTRO points when it was doing the double bonus points. And it was like, when's the last time? I don't even know the last time I bought points. It's probably been, I think we were in this house and we moved here 4 years ago. So it's been within the last 4.5 years. But I'm not sure if it's been much less than that. Like, I feel like it was about 4 years ago that I bought LOTRO points last. So, so we figure, our monthly subscription is or annual for us, is a way to help also support the game that we get a lot of value out of. Like, if I didn't have this, I'd be sad. I'd be very, very sad. All right, cool. Dan's Lover says, greetings, everyone. Greetings to you. And Sneakies, I think I said hi. You don't have anybody on Mariadoc, but you have a sneak that you left on Crick Hollow. Maybe you'll transfer him over there. I like it on Mary. I find it nice. But I think I may have mentioned this previously sometime, that so what I had done previously is that when we had the wide range of servers, but there was activities happening on all of these various servers, right? So I would, I thought, okay, I'll have a scattering of characters on each server, and that way, if there's something going on, an event that I want to attend or something, I'll have a character there. Well, now that they've done this 64-bit character server consolidation, everybody who was doing events pretty much went to either Mary or Pippin. So that made it easy for me, because then I'm like, okay, then all my characters are going to Mary and Pippin. I was going to take one character over to
Orifile may have
Glamdring?
seen
No,
our
that's
missing
old
Hobbit.
one.
The trick may
Ron?
be getting
No.
him to tell us.
I forget now. the server where it's too full. I was going to send somebody over there because one of the people that we do questing with sometimes, like, you know, pew pew questing, is over there, and so we were going to go do stuff together, and so she got there, but then it was too full, so I didn't get there, and so I transferred that character over to here. Yeah, because this is the UK side, or the EU side. So I transferred the character to here, and my thought was, well, you know, I'll get around to it, and then once things, you know, loosen up, I'll send her over to the other way. Wait, where did my Rain of Arrows go? I got all these other things I don't need. I mean, what's in the basket is funny, so maybe I'll leave that on here, but I don't need these horse. I don't need all these cosmetic pets on here. What's the scoop here? Oh, that's the treasure smoking bauble. That's why I kept that on there. That's okay. We don't need that. Should have rain there. Where's it gone? Yeah. Where are you? Not appearing in this film. So we'll just put that there. So it looks like I might need to do a little audit at some point to see what's missing off of my bar. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, before just checked, and the last time you bought some LOTRO points was in 2023. Oh, that's only like 2.5 years ago. But yeah, it's definitely not every year that we buy LOTRO points, for sure. Yeah, Sneakies is saying that's what I have, a low-level tune for all the music fests. And so now I have characters, because I duplicated my character on, you know, I had over on Landreval and Crick Hollow and like a whole bunch of places. And it's like, okay, now I have like Adamantia 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's like 5 of them, you know, things like that. So that gets a bit silly. But I'm figuring out what to do with them. And my first thought was, well, I'll just, you know, once the move is done and everything is kind of like settled, then I'll consolidate and go ahead and delete some characters. But ironically, the characters I was thinking I might delete are some of them are like pretty good for range for doing festival stuff. So I'll have to rethink this again. Now, I have other characters that we started over on Treebeard, because Treebeard was our main server for a while. That was going to be our main until Treebeard ended. Well, I suppose that's technically true. It stayed our main until Treebeard ended. It just ended a few years earlier than we were expecting. So, oh well. So those characters now have been split for me between Merry and Pippin. I think B4 sent almost all of his characters from Treebeard over to Peregrine. But anyway, so that was where they started with the that difficulty setting that you can do and run your character around on difficulty, you know, whatever, and you can earn those tokens of heroism, and you can buy some epic emotes with those, things like that. So but the thing is that each class has, a title that you can earn. So if you start on this Path of Valor, before you turn level 11, when you get it, it allows you to complete a couple of deeds. One of them is when you turn level 50, and the other one is when you turn level like 130. So we have a whole bunch of characters that we both of us made one of every class over on Treebeard, so that way we could use those characters, get them up to 130 through questing or mostly farming, to be quite honest. You know, every time you get to a new area, there's new farming to be done, so that was easy enough to just use these characters for it. And get these characters up to 130 and get those titles, get those deeds accomplished. Because the cool thing is, they earn titles when they complete those deeds. The titles are account-wide, so every one of my characters will be able to use these titles if they want to. So that's kind of fun. Anyway, so we're working on that. So the other thing I ended up doing during this... Yeah, let me go, dude. during this last festival was not only was I running my festival folks through for the LI experience, but I also was running my characters that are working on that Path of Valor deed completionist stuff through the festival, so they could just earn experience and then also be helping me earn LI experience. So at some point, they'll be done. They'll be 130. And then I'll just have my festival crew. And then I can have a larger festival crew, and I think that's fine. So the real question then is, do I keep these all as high elves? Do I spend LOTRO points to have some of them turn into hobbits?
Adventured with the dwarf Glowin, who now camps north of Imladris.
Do
Has
I...
he seen Bilbo
Because like
lately?
Mary here, I turned her... Her name was different. And I renamed her Marina. As it looks like Marina, but the idea was that she's doing festivals, so something festival sounding like Mary, you know. And she's like an elf, so I put Na on the end. Although that could just as easily be a hobbit name. So I could convert her into a hobbit, you know, she could have a race change. Or do I just bring my hobbits that are lower level up and use it? Oh yeah, and then Sneaky's saw Talarian pointed out that Crick Hollow to Mary is not possible because Crick Hollow is in the NA, North America environment, and Mary is in the EU environment. And there's no cross-environment abilities there. So, yeah. Yes, as before says, Treebeard was cut down before its time. Yeah, festivals really do help, as before points out, for these characters that we're trying to level. He got 4 levels per character during Harvest Math. So, Dame Hypatia says hello. Hello. So Sneaky's asked, what can you get with those coins? Are you talking about the coins from doing these quests? From doing the missions here? These tokens of further adventure? I could show you that if you want. Or do you mean the heroism tokens? I'm not sure which. Oh yeah, these. Okay, yeah. I'll show you. The guy who I'm getting these quests from is also the barterer. So we can talk to him in a second, and I'll show you what all you can get. There's a few like jewelry or other things that are useful in terms of like questing stuff. There's some housing items. There's some cosmetic pets. I don't think there's any mounts. So that kind of a thing. Yes, next time I'm out, I will definitely show you. Dame, my page says, but during festivals you neglect your homework. I wanted to take care of my D-log. What's going on here? Why are you not getting damaged? Oh, because I was pointing at somebody else. There's my rain of arrows. That makes me happier. Yeah, this character's definitely not set up properly. Oh well. So it is. But, not necessarily this one, but the Bjorning and the Minstrel that I have around this level, they're pretty handy for these further adventures things because they can just zip in and zip out pretty fast. I find it's a lot slower with my hunter, but still, this isn't going that bad. So, yeah. That's alright. So Sneaky says, even though I got what I wanted from the fest, I keep doing them so I can grab as many coins as I can. Yep, use them to trade in for different festival coins. Exactly, yeah. And I don't know if you have the Fateful Toolkit, but that will give you bonus festival coins if you equip that. So that's also a nice way to kind of accelerate your festival token and other tokens accumulation. However, I don't necessarily need extras with this because I keep capping here. So it is a 500 cap, 500 token cap limit on, it's a little redundant, with these tokens. But I'll show you. Yeah, I mean, even with like the Harvest Math. Like, I don't need all the Harvest Math tokens that I got. I'm certain that I've got plenty. But I'm like, yeah, well, it's okay, though. I mean, like, having extras, whatever, you know. If there's ever a time when I'm like, man, I want to give a blank to all my friends, and it's during that festival, then, you know, maybe I'd have enough tokens to buy one for everybody. I do love the gift boxes. Oh, we got a donation of $20 for the Extra Life. So thank you very much to Ivan. I'll do a little flip here. Now, normally I do a Hobbit flip, and I will do that on Saturday. So I'll do some extra Hobbit flips on Saturday to say thank you for everybody. But I'll go ahead and do like a high elf flip for you to say thank you. And I'll just go, yeah, because the Hobbits should be doing that. The Hobbit would do it. I don't know why nobody else does it, because it's so cool. Okay, so Kelblair here is our barter items guy. And so we've got Tome of the Bog Lurker Buddy, Tome of the Adventurous Lurker, Tome of the Friendly Bear Cub, Tome of the Black Bear Cub. So those are all cute little cubs. Two lurkers, 2 bear cubs. We've got Writer's Block, which is a cosmetic shield. It's got like a quill and an ink pot. So cute. That is, now if you wear it as an actual shield, it has a plus 10% range defense and plus 14 critical defense. So it's not like nothing, but it's a level 1. The Adventurous Visitor, that is a property guard, but it's basically, it's Bilbo. So it's Bilbo, and you plop him into your house or in your yard or whatever, and he reads his book and he walks around a little bit. It's really cool. You got Bilbo's Treasure Chest, which is just a housing item. I don't believe it opens. A large storage urn housing item, Rivendell Candlestick, decorative Rivendell Bench, elegant wooden bench, elegant wooden chair, Rivendell Courtyard Statue, Rivendell Gazebo, Holly Shrub, which I've actually got a couple of those in my yard, I think, a Drake Head Trophy, elegant lamppost, Lorien Flower Planter, Lorien Chair, high-backed Lorien Chair, a lot of housing items. An Elven Swan Harp, which I do have in one of my houses because I got some other instruments, and so I just hung them all on the wall together. The Stained Glass Swan is like a wall item. It's really pretty. The Determined Visitor and Diligent Visitor, those are the twins. That's Elrohir and Eladan. So you can get them to stand around in your yard. Further Adventures of Eladan and Elrohir themes. And then we get into some of the jewelry, basically. So this is a pocket item for minimum level 140. So there are some decent things for high level here. But you might find that other things suit you better. But these are, you know, not bad. Werlin says you can get Elrond's kids as lawn gnomes. Yes, you get as property guards. I mean, they're not as small as gnome, like they're full on. They're their height. But yes, you could get the twins. Just the twins, though. You can't get Arwen. She's got other things to do, you know. She's off hanging out in Minas Tirith, probably. You can get some rings that are level 130 with 1 essence slot. You can get, yeah, those are all, yeah. We've got some other Malorn leaves. These are level 130 pocket item, and then these would probably be a level 120 finger item, and then you've got the level 120 pocket item. So there's some good stuff if you are, you know, if you don't know what you want to get. These aren't bad. 110, 110, 100, 100, I'm guessing, 90, 90, 80, let's see, how far does it go down? 80, 70. Okay, here we're going to my level. So here's like a level, minimum level 50, that I could pick those up. 40. Yeah, actually there's some good, decent stuff here for low levels. Level 40, level 30, I think, yeah. How far down does that go? down to level 20. Actually, that's probably some decent stuff for level 20. So if you came over here and did a whole bunch of stuff. And also, let me think, are these... Oh, I forget. I think the tokens might be... I can't wait. Let's take a look at my wallet real quick. These are the tokens of further adventure. So anything in green is account-wide for that server, and anything in white is character-specific. So the further adventures are green, yeah. So this is across... Oh, it even says we hover over account shared. So if I come through and do a whole bunch with one character, but then I want to buy stuff on a different character, that's not a problem. I just pop over here and, you know, pick up the jewelry and the stuff for another character is not a problem. So, yeah, so that's kind of cool. So that's the problem, though, for me, in that if I come and do a whole bunch of these, which I find easy to do because, like, I'm here talking to you guys, and I don't have to pay that much attention because I kind of know the routine of this, and I know what to expect, and you know what do I do next, and all that business. So I can come in and do these, and it's not a problem. If I do other missions, I have to think about it, you know, and so that slows me down. Now, there are missions, because these are technically missions. There are other missions, like in Swanfleet and Cardalon and that sort of thing, where... Now, all these missions, by the way, could be solo or duo. So you can run them by yourself, or you can, you know, go with a friend. So you both could be getting credit, which is handy. So B4 and I do these sort of things together a lot. But what we do is we will usually take our 150s, or our cap level characters. We have cap level characters on here, but not yet over on Pippin. Yeah. Our characters that are on Pippin, our mains, were cap level for the server, but the server no longer exists. So, you know, adjustments have to be made. Anyway, so if we are able to run with our cap level characters, we will go and do the missions that have another added layer that you can add on to it called a delving. And it's basically, it makes the mission harder, but you get 2 quests worth of experience and stuff from it. I may have bitten off a little more than I could chew there. So let's scooch out of the way. And where's all my healing stuff? Oh my gosh. Oh, and I didn't actually make it into the camp, so that would have been sad for me. So it's a good thing I ran over here. I'd say it's not going well for the home team here. Where are my healing potions and stuff? There's one. Hello. Yeah, everything's so different. It's, yeah. Oof. Another reason why I don't necessarily run with this character as much. Oh, actually, I'm not even sure if her legendaries have been kitted out. Oh, yeah, there's stuff on them. Okay. Okay, so I actually did do her legendaries. I've discovered there's some characters that I've moved over that, what we think happened is that we got, when the legendary system switched over, that we didn't, I disenchanted the old legendaries and got the ancient script, but I did not go through the process of getting new stuff. So I have a whole bunch of characters that are earning legendary experience and everything, but for some reason they don't have legendary items. So at some point I'll go and take care of that business, but I haven't taken care of that yet. So I was just curious, all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, does this person have her legendary items? I sure hope so. But she does. So that's not the problem. Just that I'm button mashing, that's what's going on. Not really being careful about it. I'm just like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Plop, plop, plop. Okay, so I have to defeat goblins and journey north in search of more tracks. There are some more tracks, but they are up there by those wargs. So we gotta take care of the wargs. So yeah, so there's some fun decorating housing items that you can get from these barters that you can't get other places. So that's kind of fun. So yeah, so currently I'm like, so hello, Poteen Oboen says hi in the chat. So currently it's like, all right, I have, a handful of characters to do the festival on each of the 2 servers. And then I have, oh, I probably don't have that anyway. Never mind. Not this character. And then I have a handful of characters, well, a dozen, across the 2 servers of characters that need to finish getting to 130 and get that, get those titles. And then I'm done with them. So I think what I might plan to do is keep using them through the festivals and get their get festival LI experience and get regular experience and just get them up to 130 while just running with my festival. I just feel really weird not having any hobbits in the festival. I mean, I have one out of my festival crew. It's just one hobbit. So weird. So, Botinus, how's it going today? It's going good. I am trying to work on the legendary item reward track. Oh, and I probably, once I'm done with this combat, should remind folks about the extra life, because we haven't brought that up in a little while, that is coming up. Today is Tuesday the 4th. Yes, that is correct. And so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 4 days from now, we are, the LOTRO Stream Team, I should say, are participating in an Extra Life stream marathon that will go from early in the day until late in the night. So 7 a.m. server time till midnight server time. So it's pretty long. What is that? How many hours is that? So 19 hours. So it looks like we're doing at least a 19-hour stream. I think I won't see all of it this year. Some years I do watch all of it. I think I won't this year. But before and I will be kicking it off, though. So feel free to come and hang out with us. Oh, he's down. Cool. That's fine with me. Starting at 7 a.m. server time, we're going to do a 2-hour jog together here for... We were thinking, well, how about I do an hour and then you do an hour and I'll come and be on your stream for your hour and you come be on my stream for my hour. And then we're like, tech-wise, that's annoying because we're going to plug his stuff into my computer like we did last week for fun. And so we'll have both of our faces here on screen together and then we'll do some running around together. We'll probably do some missions just to get that... get some more LI experience and stuff, so that might be handy. Do some delvings, perhaps, because we enjoy doing that together. So we might do that on stream on Saturday. So yeah, so we're just going to do 2 hours, like, through one, and then we will switch it over to the next person. So rather than switching between our 2 computers halfway through. That seemed like a fun idea. I mean, it's a fun idea. It's just the tech will be, there's a cost. And it's like, well, let's not bother. Let's just do it all in one. So maybe what we'll do is the first hour, I'll make the choices. And maybe the second hour, he'll make the choices. But there will be giveaways the whole time. The whole stream, the whole marathon. We're going to be, oh, sorry, baby. I just bonked a kitty cat on the head. We'll be doing giveaways the whole marathon multiple times per hour. And before we'll be managing those giveaways for the first portion of the marathon, including during our stream. So come and be present in the chat and you might get some cool stuff. It'll be things like, actually, I can show you what it was last year. So last year, oh no, that one, because I just ran across this. Oh, maybe I don't have it here. I thought I did. Oh yeah, here it is. So last year, I was looking through some other files and found this. We had like a blue dragon portrait frame, LOTRO points, the chestnut corgi cosmetic pet, pig in a blanket housing item. It just sits there and snores, but little dreams come up. It's really super cute. And then a couple of titles we were giving out, and the sleeping gray cat housing item. So those are like the goodies that we gave away last year during the marathon. So there'll be stuff of a very similar nature being given away this year during the marathon as well. So yeah, come hang out. It's a fun time. And I promise I will be on a Hobbit, and then I will do a Hobbit flip for every donation. So I apologize today for anybody who makes a donation that you're getting a high elf flip, which is not as festive, but I will do a Hobbit flip in your honor on Saturday as well. So, and speaking of then, I have a goal of raising $750 towards Extra Life for Boston's Children's Hospital this year. And I am already $165 on the way there. So thank you already to everybody who donated. And absolutely do not feel any pressure to donate, though. Donate if you want to, and you can pick stuff off of the loot list as a thank you from SSG for doing that. We'll take character. But you can also just come and hang out in the chat and, you know, try to win some goodies and just be a part of the fun. And that is also, you know,
to rescue Bilbo from Goblin
a wonderful addition to the event. Like, every event has lots of elements, and people who come and just hang out is definitely one element that helps to make an event a success. So in these missions, these further adventures, with for Bilbo, there's 2 of them that don't require any combat at all. Number 1 and number 7. And this is number 7. So if you are like trying to run through these and you're like, I have not got the time for the combat, I don't have the brain space for it, whatever, you could always just come in and just run through number 1, because it's all talking, and then run through number 7 here, which is he leads the goblins on a merry little chase. You go find a key and you're done. So that's easy enough too, as well. Okay, so he's running them away. Now I can come out, take a look. By the way, for those of you who are here to who are interested in sticking around for B4's stream, sadly he will not be on today. He's had some work stuff come up, so he is going to be not able to stream today. So it's just me for a little while, and then yeah, that'll be it for today. But you'll see both of us. We'll both be back on Saturday though, so you'll get a double shot of us on Saturday. Well, a 2-hour spot. I mean, I guess normally you get 5 hours of us, so it's a little less than your normal. But it's on an unusual date and unusual time. Okay, so there's that one. Now, let's see, 8. Oh, 8 I don't want to do. We'll just go over to 9. I don't mind doing 9. 8, you have to close some gates, and you got to be really fast about it, and I'm not feeling fast.
They must be holding him.
This one's not so bad. This one you just gotta find your way
him.
through this hallway, this cave, and get to the end and stuff. So that's not too bad. And then the next one, well, you'll see in a minute. So I gotta walk down this cave hallway and fight my way through the goblins. Okay. There's another one. That's what I mean. Like, if I was coming through here on the Bjorn, I just go swap, whap, and they're down. If I come through here with the minstrel, I just gather them all up, and then I go, wah, and they all fall down. Well, maybe not the first time. You may have to yell at them a second time, and then they fall down. But it takes longer. Now, again, I didn't actually set this character up necessarily, so that could have something to do with it. Alright, so there's Bilbo, and he has been captured by orcs and goblins. So I've got to get him out of there. Sweet girl. She is pretty zonked out, except for when I bonk her or drop something on her head off the desk. So, trying to let this little sleeping cat lie. Oh, hey, can I go invisible with this character? Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, I was going to check and make sure I've got something set up for, like... Wow. These are some low numbers. Okay, that could have something to do with it. I hear one of the cats snoring, and I'm not sure which one. There's a cat, the other one's on the other couch. Oh, for Pete's sake. You people. Here. I'm going to shoot you with fire. See what you think of that business. I'm also in red line. I wonder if I should switch to blue. Because that gives me a lot more maneuverability. Because supposedly with red, you know, you're glass cannon, right? I'm not feeling very cannon-y. But I am feeling squishy. Hold on. Let me take another potion. I gotta get those potions on my thing. This is not going good. Where's my... I don't know. Oh, I should have used the bard's arrow on him. Well, that's exciting. Oh, hey, maybe I could do that. Does that help me get some stuff back? Power and morale regen. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's make a little campfire. Rarely do that. I guess this kind of forces me to remember how to use my skills, huh? Alright, well. So he sends one of his guys off to get some help. And the guy's like, yeah, I'll get some help. Y'all stay here. I'll go do that. Then he, of course, doesn't. He's out of there. Oh, and also I don't need the saber cat, I don't think. We'll keep the goose, that's fine. They'll be here any second now. Nope. Okay. Let's send you away. That wasn't very far. Okay, maybe we don't stand on top of the guy. There we go. Alright, key falls to the ground. Yay, we can rescue Bilbo. Dun, da, da. He went out for a walk and got a little bit lost in thought and ended up getting captured by goblins, which that led him to the orcs and stuff. Silly Bilbo. Alright, we'll just do the last one of this series. And then maybe
Let
switch
us
to
hope
another
you can
character
bring
for a
Bilbo
few
safely
minutes.
through Goblin Town without incident.
Yeah. Do. Okay, so we're gonna wander out with Bilbo, and yeah, we're pausing for a moment. Okay, now I think it's safe, and he's like, "Man, I wish I had a weapon." He misses, yeah, Sting, so he's gonna try and find something. Yeah, Frodo. It's like Frodo has more use for Sting than I do. Poor lad. So he's like, haha, I'll just take a little thing off of this guy, and so at least I won't be helpless. And then we are going to try and make our way out of this place. None would mistake me for Thorin Oakenshield, he says Bilbo. See, that's better. Bilbo tanks them. I like that. Go do that. Go tank the goblins for me. This is great. Oh, he noticed me. The soldier noticed the arrow coming out of his back, I guess. So yes, you could get one of these Bilbos standing around in your study, looking at his stuff. Now he kind of stops here to take a kind of a look around. I've never fallen off, and I don't want to do it the first time. But there is a part of me that wonders if there's an invisible wall there, but I don't know that there is. So he's like, yeah, he's basically saying, like, you know, I was kind of in the clutches of goblins and things during the last time I was here, so I didn't really get a good look around. So gonna take a look around. He's kind of musing about the past and stuff. It's kind of fun. Dance Lover asks, regarding a mini, how did the different races sound different? Do they sound different? I believe so. Well, yeah, I think the voice acting is different for the different races, so it must sound different. I mean, the musical instrument's going to sound the way the musical instrument sounds, and that doesn't change based on your race. But when you're doing the audible portion of it, I think it's different. I don't know. Hey, you minstrel people who have played minstrel in different races. Do you know? I suppose I could switch over to my mini and then we could see, because I would recognize if it sounds like the Hobbit or not, because I'm used to hearing the Hobbit from the other perspective. Okay, so now we get to a cavern, and there is a bit of conversation that happens here. So I'm noticing that my Bilbo Baggins is kind of right on top, my escort quest here is kind of right on top of when the other stuff comes up, so I'm going to move that real quick. So let's control and then backslash, and I'm going to scooch this down, my escort vitals. For some reason, it was like on top of that other stuff, so... Oops, sorry. So we'll try that there and see how we like that. Okay. Oh, we gotta talk for a second. So basically, he said, hey, I got some hidden gold I'll give you if you let me go. So he's like, I don't have any gold. I just said that so they wouldn't kill me. But he's like, oh, hang on. How about this? What if we do like a one-on-one combat and then you win and then we go? So that's what he's negotiating right now. And he's negotiating it for, yeah, for this guy, single combat with Bilbo's champion, which is me. So if I win, we go. And if we lose, like if he wins, I think he gets the treasure. That doesn't exist. So he says, sure, I agree to this contest. However, I never said I would be the one in this single one-on-one combat. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. So, hello, GM Lucas. Welcome. So, we're playing some LOTRO here. Oh, we have been reminded once again that goblins cannot be trusted. I'm not sure that we were uncertain about that. So this guy comes in, and this is who we have to defeat. All right, let's try now. Feels better when our arrows run fire, I think. There we go. We have won the contest. Yay! Oh, I got a little injured. That's right, it'll cure up. Now you have to let us go. And the dude's like, I don't know about this have to business. So he's thinking about going back on his promise to let us go. So Bilbo does a little bit of a, So if you're going back on promises you've made to us, what's to say you won't go back on promises you've made to these folks, like sharing the treasure? And he's like, wait. So Bilbo's over there trying to get them to turn on this guy, and the guy's like, all right, just go. get out of my face. So you made your point. Get out of here with your friend before I change my mind. So smartly decided. He's like, let's go. So I need to wait for that. Now you don't have to grab the mission reward, but I feel weird not grabbing it. Oh, and then Bilbo's ring, excuse me, has to come up, and then we can go. All right, so we'll turn that in. Oh, sorry, we don't turn it in. We gotta go talk to Bilbo, and he's inside in the Hall of Fire. So, hang on, we'll pop inside and finish off with our friend Bilbo real quick. Now, I like doing this one, the Bilbo set, because if I'm like, I'm done, at any point I can just bail, and I'm still, and every time we finish, excuse me, one of the rounds, we're still back in Rivendell at that same guy. So basically it's like, you go, you come back, you go, you come back. If we do the one with the twins, which we could do that next. Let me see. You know what? Let me send her to my house, though. Actually, I'll just do it this way. Because I want her to go ahead and pick up the crates, because that's always nice. So a couple things I try to do with my characters when I log in and whatnot is I had the Hobbit gift, which we picked up there a few minutes ago. Because you get a silver Hobbit gift for free every day. So I try to remember to grab that. Looks like she's T-posing, so we'll give her a moment to land. There we go. And then I also have these ingredient crates, and every 22 hours you can pick those up. And that gives you free universal ingredient crafting. Free universal ingredients for crafting. And that's pretty handy. So I like to, kind of leave my characters hanging around here so that way I can pick those up. But let's go ahead and, excuse me, switch over. Hang on a second. Yeah, so I was going to bring in Narna, which is a minstrel, so we can hear what she sounds like. But yeah, so the other characters that I could level up to become festival alts, another high elf, she's a lore master. I've got a hobbit lore master, another hobbit lore master, or a river hobbit mariner. So, you know, I've got some options in there, but it's kind of funny how, like, I've got this string of lore masters. And given that already 2 of the 3 are high elves, I probably would not choose Arthaliel, the high elf, because she's already another high elf. So I'd probably go with either like Marshine or Garni or Maritime. See, this is my River Hobbit. So, but yeah, I agree that they have a look that is more like tiny human and less like a hobbit. I don't know if they'll ever reskin them at this point. I don't know, as people are kind of getting used to them. But it is a little weird. It'd be neat if they had like, you know how when you're choosing a Hobbit, you have to choose from like Harfoots or, you've got the three stout axe. That's the dwarves. Anyway, you have the three different Hobbits to choose from, as origins. So it'd be interesting if they kind of like did a branch of that, in the River Hobbits to create a River Hobbit that's more Hobbit style. And then people might be like, oh, yes, cool. I'll just make a River Hobbit that's like that. You know, that could happen. Okay, so I'm going to send her off to Rivendell. Oh, that's Lothlorien. No. There we go. As you can see, they were all left stationed here at the party tree because that was where I logged off with them. Yeah, because, you know, we were doing stuff like that. Ginger says the different clans. The different Hobbit clans. You know, they could do a Hobbit clan that's like, yeah, that would be a way to split out the River Hobbits, wouldn't it? That'd be pretty cool. Maybe we should put this on the forums and see if the devs, like, jump in on that at any point. That would be kind of fun. Okay, so, let's go to number 2 because we can yell at things. And so we can hear the difference in the sounds. The Lone Ranger asks, how are the RP servers with rules? I mean, generally it's RP encouraged, but nobody is enforcing that. What you will find is the people who enjoy doing, you know, the role playing or being more immersed. Let's see. Oh wait, I'm not yelling. Oh yeah, she's doing it in Elvish. I don't know if you, let me turn that up again. Maybe you can hear it. Okay. Okay, that's the same. No, it's not. I think the Hobbit one is a little lower, a little higher pitched maybe. Yeah, I think the Hobbit, so we're talking Hobbit female versus High Elf female. And I think the Hobbit female yell is higher pitched. And she definitely doesn't speak Elvish. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, so in terms of rules, yeah. I mean, nobody's enforcing the rules, but it is kind of like a, you know, be kind in the community sort of a thing. Like, if you're going to play on an RP server, don't come in with a username like, I don't know, like, junk in my pants. Like, people be like, dude, read the room. You know what I mean? Now, somebody might do that just to be a jerk, but that would not be nice. That would be annoying. Now, if you would translate that into, like, Sindarin, maybe you'd get away with it. Then people would be like, haha, that's funny. But on the other hand, what elven parent is naming their child that, you know? Anyway, yeah, so there's no nobody like enforcing RP naming or interactions. Now, if you are engaging in roleplay, some people do like, you know, ERP, which I guess is like erotic roleplay. You know, trying to do that like out of the main areas, and some people have done that in public spaces, and that's not cool. That actually, I think, might violate some codes of conduct, and so you can get reported for that kind of a thing. But so if you're staying within like code of conduct, you're probably fine. I mean, and just like in the regular servers, like, you can't name your character something that would be against code of conduct anyway, regardless of what server it's on. So I like the RP servers because, one, I'm doing more of the role playing, generally as a Hobbit. But even like this, I'm running around as a high elf, right? But I'm cognizant of the fact that I am presenting my character, you know, presenting myself as a high elf. And so, you know, I might say Megavanen if I'm interacting with somebody. Like if I was to say something in chat, even a world chat, like world chat gets pretty out of character. But I might lean more toward things that would be more elven styled than Hobbit styled. Like if I'm interacting with other hobbits, I'll say hello, like with the HULLO, or an A, hello, HALLO. Yeah, exactly. Like before says, I might say greetings instead of like yo. You know, I don't have to go all full on, you know, Tolkien language, you know, Sindarin or what's the other one I'm trying to think of? You know, I don't have to try to speak or write in Elvish. Like that's a little high high up there. You can if you want, but you absolutely don't. Like it's not like we all speak Common, you know, that sort of thing. So it's understandable that we would all be speaking Common in ways together. But like if you there's an event that some of the elves used to do, I think still do, at the Hall of Fire in Rivendell, and you know, they're interacting in an elvish manner. So you wouldn't come storming in as a dwarf and be like, yo, you know, what does everybody think of the, I don't know, situation in the real world? You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't do that. You would observe read the room, as it were. So, yeah. So,
I probably
yeah,
worry
hope that
for
answers
nothing.
your question.
When we find Bilbo, we will laugh long and well, but not
We will
before.
laugh long and well. Ho, 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 ho. Doop, doop, doop. Now, one of the nice things about the roleplay servers is it allows for more of that in-character world building, and I love that. I like being able to go into LOTRO and feel like I'm just immersing myself into Middle Earth, and it's not just like, oh, I'm just playing some game and I'm just popping in and whatever, I'm still me, blah blah blah. It's like, no, I'm able to, like, you know, see the world of Middle Earth through my character's eyes, and I really enjoy that. And hey, when I'm playing a high elf, I get to see it from a taller perspective. So I think I'll probably finish through with this one, which is mission number 1. And I'll probably do mission 7 and then maybe 9 and 10. But then I'll probably call it a night. So if there's anything you wanted to bring up before I call it, definitely put something in the chat. Before says, playing as a hobbit means never having to come up with elvish style elaborations like, may the grace of the Eldar shine through you, in place of saying farewell. It's fun in the role-playing community. We've come up with different ways to kind of like speak about things in a way that remains in character and in world. So when like the servers are down, we don't say the servers are down. We say there's a storm, you know, and everybody stays inside. That is to say, nobody comes out and plays as their characters because the servers are down. So I like that. And then instead of saying like SSG or, you know, any of that kind of stuff, we call it the mayor. Not, I mean, it's kind of like a stand-in for Mayor Flower Dumpling.
I will provide it.
But, sorry, Will Whitfit. But yeah, and so we call SSG the mayor. So, you know, sometimes there might be something like, oh, the mayor has decided to extend the festival by a week, so we've got even more time to go and, you know, play at the festival or whatever. Or it'll be even longer that our normal gatherings are a little disrupted during the festival, so that sort of thing. So I think that's fun. Oh, I hear the noise. There's a giggle that comes up when there's been a donation. Thorvald, thank you very much for your donation. Baruch Kazad. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, who wouldn't say Baruch Kazad every chance you've got? Well, I'll go ahead and do an elven flip for you there, but I will do a Hobbit flip for you on Saturday in your honor. I mean, unless you prefer not to have you know, a Hobbit flipping in your honor. Some elves are some dwarves are very friendly with the hobbits, and some dwarves are not too sure about those short folk. Now on Fridays at Green Dragon Friday, we have a lot, not a lot. We have dwarves that come by, and the Blue Mountain Regiment. We're also very friendly with them, so it's nice to see our dwarven friends come in. So, excellent. Well, thank you. If you are in the stream, thank you for your donation to Extra Life. That's very kind. All right. So that was number 7. I think we'll just go zip through number 9, which is go rescue Bilbo. Yeah, let's just do that. Because this one on a minstrel, what I do is I just grab everybody. Oh, except when they knock me out, little turkeys. Of course, now I can't remember how to do this. It's been a little while. I'm sure I'll remember it though. Oopsie, ran into a wall. Okay, so I gather them up, and then I hit them with something, hit them with another something, hit them with another something. There we go. Yeah, I think the Hobbit one is higher pitch. Ah, more like that, whereas this was more ah. So I think it is different. I think they are different voice files for the different races. And I remember for a while, and I'm not sure if this is still the case, but the female stout axe, I believe, had some sound files that weren't working properly. And so you'd go to do something, and then like no noise would happen. It was really weird. But I think they fixed that. I do like the maneuverability of minstrels, though. Like, you run all over the place. Which is, given that they've taken away my focus building for my hunter, I've started playing more in Blue Line Hunter because I don't need to be, I don't know, yeah, being stationary. I had a different style of play with what was available than what I have now. So I have actually on my main, yeah, I've been playing more on Blue Line, kind of getting used to it. Now, I'm not as effective, but when I've just throw together a quick, you know, hunter build, I'm probably about as effective in blue as I am in red anyway. So, All right, now we wait. So a reminder that if you donate to Extra Life to anybody on the SSG team, remember to pick some stuff off of the community loot list and get that information over to Cord, so that way he can give you some goodies after the fact. Now, if you're, so the max donation for goodies is 60. So if you are below 60 and you think you might donate more, just might get swept up in the day or whatever, yeah, you can wait and give them your survey later. But if you've hit 60 already, you might as well do it because you don't get extra stuff for above 60. Okay. Well, oh wait, we'll do, that was 9, wasn't it? We'll do 10. We'll run through 10 with Bilbo. One last time.
Let us hope you can bring Bilbo safely through Goblin Town without incident.
Alright, we're going to try and bring him safely through Goblin Town without incident. We shall see. We shall see. Well, I want to definitely say thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out today. And yeah, we'll finish through this one, and then I'm going to call it a day. And then come back on Saturday. Remember to come back on Saturday. We'll have the big marathon starting at 7 a.m. Server time, so Eastern U.S. time, and then going until at least midnight. So a nice long marathon with lots of giveaways throughout the whole day. That'll be great. Oops. Boom, boom, boom. I have to remember not to get too far ahead of him, because if I get too far ahead of him, then it might, you know, glitch it out. Oh, I heard a giggle. So that's Danielle Steffen. Well, thank you, Danielle. Oh, now that didn't go directly to me, so that did go to the SSG team, though. So thank you, Danielle. If you're in the stream, thanks from me. And if you're not in the stream, well, we still say thank you, but you won't hear it. But I'll go ahead and do a shiny hands flip for you, at least. So yeah, he's just kind of musing on the fact that the last time they were here, Thorin, Gandalf, the rest of the dwarves, they were all here together. And yeah. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Oh, you know, actually I could just follow him. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. I think these might be the last two before we end up back in that cavern. I know, he's reminiscing a lot. Going back, taking a look. Cool. So now we wait here. He has a think. Then he'll come over here. We'll have a chat. And then they'll have a chat. And then I'll have a battle. Then they'll have a chat. And then we will go. Bum, ba, bum. This is clearly just a misunderstanding. Indeed. Where are the sacks of gold? You spoke of treasure. Where is it? Yeah, so about that. Now, if you haven't done these before, definitely read through all the stuff when it comes up, because there's some fun storyline they put in here, and it's also time locked in the game, like within the story, within the books. So, I mean, this takes place during the time when the Fellowship has left, and you know, Bilbo is hanging out at Rivendell. And so, you know, he definitely makes references to things like the, well, to the Fellowship occasionally, but more than that, he speaks to things that happened in The Hobbit and his adventures with that and the memories he has with that. And that's really fun to think about, you know, an older Bilbo reminiscing and the thoughts that he has about, you know, those journeys that he had you know, some years before. I mean, how old was he when he went off with Gandalf and the dwarves? Was he in his 60s? Is that right? No, that can't be right. I was thinking, what is it, like 40 years between The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings or so? Alright, so we are reminded once again, goblins cannot be trusted. Yes, we will have a one-on-one battle, but it will not be with the big guy. It's going to be with this guy. No worries, we can do this. We'll just yell at him a lot. It'll be fine. See, look at that. It took me like 2 seconds, if that. So much longer on my hunter. It's crazy. Still crazy. But I do enjoy coming and doing the Hobbit minstrel duo that Before and I play. That one is fun. So I just stand back and shoot things with my very potent arrows, and Before yells at things and plays mini tank. It's fun. So anyway, yeah, I figure over time I will make decisions on like if I'm keeping all my characters. Because I'm at like 15 on this server, I think, out of 20 something that I can have. So I'm not like bumping against that, you know, against that ceiling. But on the other hand, is there, aside from being a storage alt, is there a reason to keep, you know, so many characters? On the other hand, I don't necessarily have to delete them. I could just leave them and let them just be, I suppose, for now. We have a spreadsheet keeping track of what what's they're all holding on to, which is crazy. Like, what if I just had less stuff? But in order to clear off this legendary item reward track, I need like 100 spaces. So that's going to be a thing. All right, so now we go talk to Bilbo in the Hall of Fire. Let's go do that. Music in Riverdale's beautiful. Trollshaw's music is just beautiful. So much good music in this game. We were playing a Lord of the Rings board game the other day, and I wanted to bring up music, and I was like, oh, I'll just pull LOTRO music. All right, well, I think this is a good place to call it for tonight. Saturday, well, hi, Casper. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Somebody's been sleeping. And then Kato just walked in from outside, so he's got to go. Did you see them running by? Yeah, so Saturday, make sure you pop in here at some point on Saturday while you're hanging about and doing stuff, and check out the Extra Life stream. That'll be going on, and that'll be a fun, festive time to hang out. So definitely make sure you pop in for that. And so that's Saturday, 7 a.m. till at least midnight server time. And Before and I will be on from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. server time. What are you getting into? Well, good timing that I'm quitting, because I gotta go check out what a cat's getting into. No Before today. Oi! Yeah, there we go. I think I know what they're getting into, and it's not a good idea. No Before today, but you will see him on Saturday. Yes, as Before points out in the chat. Sadly, no stream from me tonight. Thanks for the stream. So have a great rest of your day, everybody. We will see you on Saturday, and if we don't see you, even if we see you on Saturday, hopefully we'll see you next week as well. Take care, and remember to always stay connected to that Hobbit side of your heart. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.